What have you got?
Orange.
Orange?
Orange squash, yeah.
What, you on a sabbatical or something? What's going on?
I am off the drink, Daniel.
For how long?
Nah, it's part of my weight loss regime, and I'm trying to stay off fizzy drinks and alcohol. Fucking depressed, mate. The only vice I've got at the minute is cigarettes, and then I'm trying to give that up, so I'm also vaping a lot. I'm just walking around angrily vaping, looking at people.
You're one of them, are you?
Smelling a fucking watermelon.
Sucking on your...
Smelling a watermelon. Getting angry at the public. That's basically what Jamie's doing right now, isn't it?
I was about to say, I've got to put that in the podcast. We've been recording for 1 minute and 40 seconds. That's
We're recording? You fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. That makes me
Welcome
like
to another episode of...
It sounds like I was confessing my AA meeting to you or something then.
Yeah, I know, and I've been thinking recording. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Play it back to you when you get back on the cigarettes. Welcome to another episode, guys. I'm just going to start us from there because we've already been recording, and you know where you are because you clicked on it.
Can't believe that.
It is what it is. So, we had some exciting news this week. Well, made it sound like, I've cured cancer or something. But we've finally got our stars on Spotify. I don't know if you knew that or not, Jamie.
No, I didn't, no.
Yeah, so you guys have put in the work and leaving them stars. We finally got it up. So when you go on Spotify now, because everyone at the minute's giving us 5 stars, we're actually a 5-star podcast.
There you go.
So, yeah. So that's banging. So keep doing it. Keep leaving them stars. We're up to 68 subscribers on YouTube, which is like a massive jump from where we were before. So keep subscribing, liking. It's all good. We actually made it as well 54 out of 100 on the comedy charts of the podcast.
Which is a fucking huge achievement.
Yeah. So that's good. So hopefully we get lower. And today we hit 1,000 listeners, which I'm super excited about.
When you sent me it, I was just like... I was like in the car, and I was like, right, I shouldn't be illegal in it, but I'm going to text back.
You could have waited because I was in work. I didn't even see it till fucking lunchtime.
Oh, mate. I slowed down past the petrol station going at 3 miles an hour, illegally texting.
Do you know that the police have got a device now that can recognise if you're using your mobile phone while you're driving?
What, using WhatsApp or whatever? Because I'm constantly using it for listening to podcasts and stuff.
I don't know how it works because I saw the video by the police and I didn't finish watching it because I got bored.
Lost interest.
But yeah. But I don't use my phone, like you say, I've got it on. I put a podcast on before I go, and then I don't. Do
you know what I don't get? Touching on that subject, yeah. When I see a geezer in a 2022 Mercedes Benz, yeah, and he's sitting there with his phone like this, just you alright, mate? You're speaking on his phone.
Oh, you don't give a fuck.
As though he don't have hands free in his brand new fucking car. Hands free is in your car, bruv. Do you know what I mean?
It's because he's saying you can give me a ticket because I can afford it, so I'm just gonna sit on my fucking phone.
And we all know it's a rental. We all know it's a fucking rental.
Absolutely, man. If you're
driving a Mercedes Benz and Luton, it's a rental. You ain't fucking affording that shit.
When I lived in Bury Park, there used to be fucking Ferraris and things going down the road, and they're all rentals. They rent them for weddings, don't they?
Yeah. There's the one guy called Khan in it that he has his initials on all of the cars because he rents them out.
Oh, they're actually his that he rents for other people.
Yeah.
I bet they're kit cars or something, aren't they? They're not proper ones. They're
well, when you look at them, they're the
knockoffs.
Super basic models. So he makes a shit ton of money because he's charging these people $2,000 a day to rent the car off him. So he's making loads of
I
money.
wouldn't want to rent a car with a massive bloody initials on it. I'd be like, mate, can you take them off?
I would want it to be like,
Oh,
I would want them to wrap it in Jamie. Just pure Jamie all over it for $2,000 a day. That's that.
Just your face in the bonnet.
Yeah.
It comes up.
I don't know how rich I would have to be to pay $2,000 a day for a car that I probably wouldn't even drive very often. Do you know what I mean?
Especially around near us. Isn't there that road in, is it Germany or France or something, where you can drive whatever speed you want?
Yeah. I think Germany don't have
Top
any...
Gun.
If I
Top
remember
Gun,
rightly,
Top
they
Gear.
don't have any top speed limit.
Isn't it? Was it called the Autobahn?
The Autobahn.
The Autobahn. Is that it? I'm sure that's it.
Dunno.
Or is that just their word for road? I don't know.
Do you know, on cars, yeah, me and Charlotte watched the... what's it called? Well, the Top Gear guys on Amazon.
Oh, Grand something.
The Grand Tour, yeah.
Grand Tour.
They do one where they're going through like Scandinavia. Mate, it's fucking hilarious. It is hilarious. It's unbelievably
I don't know
funny.
if I've seen that one.
It's their newest one
There's
out.
Oh no, I haven't seen that one. If you see their last one, the lockdown,
Mm.
the lockdown episode, they come up to Scotland and they go to a racetrack that's like 20 minutes from me. Didn't even know they were there. I can't remember, it's in Lochgelly, but they stop and they go around it in like this shitty.
Yeah,
Was it America?
didn't they go to up near Loch Ness as well?
Yeah, I think they ended all the way up to the top, didn't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, and I don't know when it's going to come out, but I'm also going to be on a podcast called Mass Debaters, which sounds like
How the fuck
Dan's
did you
finally
find
got
them,
himself
Dan?
on a sex podcast, but it's not. They debate like the top of different subjects, so like top comedy films, top books, like all that sort of stuff. I don't know if they release what this one's about, so I'm not gonna say, but in the next episode or on our socials I'll post what day it comes out, and if you're interested listening to me with a load of Americans, which you should do because I've got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to be on their podcast because I'm a fucking idiot. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be fucking miserable at work tomorrow.
Yeah,
People are
you
going to
definitely
get
will
out
be.
my fucking way.
You definitely fucking will be.
So I'm going to fucking bed. Well, no, I'm going to have a shower after this and go to bed. So I get back up at fucking 2:30 in the morning to make sure I've gone for a jobby. So I don't want to be like, sorry guys, I need to go to the toilet. Fucking run off. Oh man, speaking about jobbies, I was at work the other day and like I was proper bloated.
Hmm.
And I fucking run to the toilet and it was like, have you ever done like a shotgun where it's like jobby and then like a fart?
No.
And it just like punches it out of the... Oh no, it was like that. Like a fucking shotgun. Like full automatic, like boom, 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 boom.
Nah, I ain't done that. I ain't done that.
And I was done. Oh mate, so uncomfortable. Felt better afterwards though, but fucking hell.
Fucking hell, man. One of them ones where you have to hang on to the side of the cubicle.
Oh mate, seriously, the fucking cubicles at work are disgusting. It could be a whole other episode on itself. But I don't need that. Right, so you guys have got on the internet again and sent us fucking 4 emails again. We're getting more and more each week. It's fucking brilliant. Absolutely loving it. I love it when they come in like quick fire. Like you get like 2 or 3 in the same day and you're like, yeah.
Well, one of them I didn't even notice. I saw the first one and I was like, oh. Then you sent me a screenshot of the other
Oh
one.
yeah, we're talking about that when... Well, we'll talk about that when it comes to it. I forgot to ask, man, how have you been this week? We haven't... I think we recorded the last episode really early, so it feels like
Feels like it's
2
been ages,
weeks
yeah.
between, like... Yeah.
I think I needed this because as I touched on at the beginning of the episode by accident, I've been going through withdrawals of all kinds, and I've been at work. I've been a okay person, but at home I've been a miserable bastard. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah, I can imagine it.
last weekend I was like super busy the whole weekend. Like I was out at the week out after I was working till 6, and then on the Friday I went to see Alan Carr, stand-up comedian.
Oh, I saw the photos. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was quite good. Jamie Redknapp come out and did 5 minutes because Joe League of Their Own on Sky.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the hosts on there, and he had to do a forfeit, so he had to do 5 minutes of fucking stand-up comedy in it.
Fucking hell, it happened to be when you were there.
Yeah. So they were all filming that, so that was quite good. And then went back to work the next morning. Then after that, I finished at 6 again, and then I went straight over to Charlotte's friend's house. And then on Sunday I was working 11 till 6, so it wasn't too bad, but it's just the weekend just killed me off. And then Monday and Tuesday I was just laying on the fucking sofa, just dead.
Yeah, because we were supposed to record on
Tuesday.
Monday, Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah, and I was absolutely rough as fuck. I was like laying there, and I was just like, there's no way I'm going to be able to do anything.
You know, that would have been a good episode, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You just go, yeah.
I was just unresponsive, you know what I mean? Charlotte was like, what's wrong with you? And I was just like, I just don't feel well. I thought I had COVID, to be honest, but I was pretending to myself that I didn't.
Fucking, it's the coming off the alcohol, man. It's like getting the shakes.
It's more the Diet Coke, man. Coming off Diet Coke's like coming off crack, I swear to God. It's like coming off crack.
Oh, man, when I gave up caffeine, fucking... Day 2 and 3, I was fucking awful to people. Just didn't want to know.
That's what I'm like, and I was thinking to myself, I may as well be on cocaine. That's what I may as well be on cocaine. It's that fucking rough. Because I was like, I feel like I'm coming down or something, and like people be talking to me, and I'm like proper jittery in it. I'm just like, what the fuck are you saying?
Brilliant.
As I angrily vape.
You were saying that I wanted to take the piss out of your orange juice, but we've gone and past that, so it's fine. Right.
How was your week been?
What? Uneventful, really. I think we said before. I think it was like a couple episodes ago. I feel like I've got no time to do anything. So it's like working and then doing research for the other podcast. For shows and things like that, and then replying to emails for this and doing the editing. It's just non-stop, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it is what it is, man. You get weeks like that. I'm waiting to go to Canada in a few weeks, so that's stressing me out more than normal.
When's the actual day you fly?
Visas and 29th. It's a Saturday.
Okay.
What made me laugh was like I fly down to London, and I said in the last episode with Brian that I'm flying to like New York and then go from New York to Canada, because if they want me like £1,000 to fly down to London, and it was like £600 to fly to America, but now I've got all these extra steps, so I've got to get like a visa to go to Newark. I'm not even going into America. I'm getting off the plane and getting on another one to Canada. I've already got my visa for Canada, and I'm flying with another airline to come back because I'm going to Germany to fly back to fly across the UK.
Why do you need a visa to go to Newark? Is it just like,
I don't know,
so you can enter the country for a holiday? You don't need like a visa.
Yeah, so they do like a check. No, well, it's sort of like a traveller's visa, isn't it?
Right.
Like
okay.
If you were going on holiday, it's the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't realise I already filled it in, and they want all your social media details. And I put all mine in, and then I was thinking the other day, I was like, should I have put all of this in? But the website ended up pissing about and fucking off anyway. And then someone said to me that you have to apply 72 hours before you fly, which may be why the website crashed on me.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because I filled it all in and sent it, and then it just went blank. So it's
you
just...
you should, on your social media, you should put your OnlyFans on there, Dan.
No one knows that I've got an OnlyFans, Jamie. Good luck finding that my OnlyFans name. Feel like it's like from Porky's, like the meat.
Big old Dan Lock.
My OnlyFans is how I paid for my flights, Jamie. Right. So, yeah, so that's my troubles with going on holiday. What, back in the day where you just fucking booked a flight and then you got on a plane? Yeah, I mean,
do you know
miss
what?
Those sort of fucking days.
Because you know, obviously, I fly like quite a few times a year normally. Fucking going anywhere is a pain in the ass post COVID, man. Honestly, it's a real pain in the ass post COVID. It like really.
See,
grinds me.
I don't know if I need anything to go into Germany now because we're not part of the EU. So are they going to fucking penalise me for getting off a plane in fucking Germany? But I've decided once I'm in Canada, I couldn't give a fuck. I couldn't give a fuck. Oh, Dan, you can't get on your flying. That's alright. I'll just go back to fucking Jim's house then, won't I? Yeah, I mean, I can't give a fuck. Once I'm there, I'm there.
If anything, you might need a passenger locator form, which they'll tell you need anyway. Or you could just fill out Germany's one ahead of time.
Fucking do it there, standing in front of them. But you can't ask anyone. You go on the website and you send them an email, and it goes to no one. Yeah, the most complicated thing, and it's the hardest thing to get any advice on. I had
a random Uber trip on my Uber. This is like going along the same lines as not being able to contact anyone. Yeah. They're like, oh, call us. I called them up. They said, oh, chat to us online. Yeah. So I went onto their online thing, and I was like doing a live chat, right in my comfort zone, like a good live chat, yeah. And and I was thinking, right, she will answer me eventually. It was like, I don't know, Lucinda or something joined the chat, yeah. 2 days later, I got an answer back, yeah. And there he goes, we're not too sure about that. We'll get back to you. And that was 5 days ago. Still ain't heard fuck all. Nothing. It's only a £12 trip.
You've got someone's used your account.
Well, I don't know. I think someone's used my account, or one of my old charges, because it isn't coming up on my app at all. It's only coming up on my bank. So I think one like backdated charge has come through or something, and nothing's happening. I was just like, so I'm getting $12.99 come out of my fucking bank, yeah. But on the Uber app, it's not telling me I've had any trips. How the fuck does that work?
Yeah, no, that's fucking weird.
Yeah. So I was like, someone's either got my bank details and they've decided to go on a short trip, yeah. Or it's like a backdated thing that they've from a trip ages ago that I can't find. It's one of the two.
I would just stay on the phone, man. I hate them live chats. I like to argue with someone when I'm phoning someone. So I keep fucking... I haven't coughed, but I keep sniffing. Oh, this is great. So we've got a previous emailer in that we never... He sent us a follow-up email and I completely forgot to bring it up. So this is great because he's emailed in again. So everyone remembers the guy that had the female roommate, a housemate that was like friend zoning. Well, he didn't know if she was friend zoning. She was coming into his room at night and they were cuddling and all that sort of stuff. So I'll read out the email that he sent us back that I forgot to tell you guys. So he says, "Good news. I took your advice and bit the bullet and asked." So I was about to say now where we was as I'm starting to get mixed messages. And then he says, "And we are now officially dating. She said that she'd always felt something towards me and it never was the right time in the past, and now she just didn't know whether he was interested." So well done, man, for getting over your anxiety, because that's a fucking tough.
Yeah, because that could have went terribly wrong if she didn't reciprocate. Yeah.
And well done for ignoring us, because I was fucking 95% sure that was bullshit. So power to you, man. You got a good one there, because she weren't using you for nothing.
There you go. Hopefully it ends up being a long and prosperous relationship. Is that a word?
Yeah, lock that shit down, man. Put a ring on it, as they say.
In the words of Beyonce, yeah?
Yeah. So, our wrong advice hasn't put him off, and he's emailed it again. So he says, slightly different issue for the last one. I have a guy at my new job who on the odd occasion has breath... whose breath be stanking. And he's a lovely guy. And I wouldn't mind making an effort to banter with him, but I just can't take the smell of it. It's like someone had grilled some mackerel and left it under the sofa for 3 days. And that is no exaggeration. Shall I let the guy know, or do I avoid the occasional dose of him with... No. Or should I avoid him and occasionally dose him with mints in his tea or coffee? Now, I had thinking, I like peppermint tea, not because I've got... My teeth are bad, but bad breath. You could do that. Oh, mate, you seem a bit stressed out. Here, have some peppermint tea, and then you're fucking banging in, you're sorted. I can dose him up. You have mentioned previously your opinion on someone with bad breath.
Have I? What, in here?
Not someone specifically, you just said how you dislike it.
Oh, yeah, like, yeah. Any personal hygiene, it's that, and if a bloke particularly stinks of BO, man, I'm thrown off in it. Like, I start questioning my friendship straight away.
I think weed makes your BO fucking reek.
Yeah, I think it seeps into your pores, man.
Yeah, there's a few people at work that fucking honk. Like, mate. And they know it as well. I don't think he works anymore, but he used to say, he'd be like, oh man, that fucking weed is seeping out. And I'd be like, mate, you're just wrong.
You need to have a fucking shower. That's what
just
I'm
wrong.
thinking. It's always been a big thing for me. Like, I've always been really paranoid about smelling. Like, even when I was like a teenager and stuff, I was like super paranoid. I remember everyone saying I smelt so nice because I oversprayed everything, like aftershave everything constantly all the time. And I still do the same. So any kind of like bad breath or anything, I think you need to tell it. Yeah, any type of like no, that's not the wrong word. I was going to say excretion from your body. That's a terrible word to put it. No, like any like smells or anything that comes from you, you need to be told about. So I think you should tell the guy, because like literally, if I spent so many years being paranoid about like smelling, I'd be in like school and stuff, spraying myself with like diesel constantly and like loads of different sprays to make sure I smelled alright. And if I was paranoid about my breath, I'd wear chewing gum all the time. Eat chewing gum all the time. So I think it's best to be cruel to be kind, I think, and just tell the geezer. Definitely.
We had a guy at work who had that really BO, and the office people had a letter sent down to him to tell him. I think that's really the best thing. Like, go to your HR. And then he doesn't know where it's coming from. Yeah, I'm very I'm very open. Like, there's a guy at work that I'm really close with, and there's been times where I'd be like, mate, there's some deodorant in my locker in it. I was like, you need to go sort it out. And then he'll be like, I think
okay.
I've been there a couple of times when you used to do that.
I've been like it all the time. Like, I'll just be really open. Like, there was a guy when I was a manager that I had to tell, like, because people complained about him. And I went down, and he was standing on the tills, and I took him back. It was like the walk of shame, and he thought he was in like proper trouble. And I had to sit this like 18-year-old lad down and be like, before your shifts, if you could just like use a bit more deodorant and stuff like that, like trying to be tactful about it. But then, like, when I worked with you, and it was like, we were like a group of lads, I'd be like, mate, go and reach in my locker, because you're fucking stinking, mate.
I don't think you can say that to fucking. There's a guy, my work, who's got really bad fucking breath, and it's like you could see his teeth rotting as he's speaking to you. But he's a nice guy. I don't really have a lot to say to him, so I don't really. But yeah, when he comes over, well, like when all the stuff, the machine's broken or something like that, he'll wander around. And he'll come over and start speaking, and I'm just sort of like, and I'm high up as well, and he's quite short, so it just like comes up underneath my nose. But I'm not like you, man. I couldn't fucking.
If I've had
people give him enough grief as it is.
If I've had too many coffees and too many cigarettes during a day, I feel conscious of my breath. So then you'll see me going and looking around for mints and shit and that. And I think if he's not conscious of it, he clearly has no idea what like having a good breath is like. So you need to like educate the guy. Just tell him. Tell him.
I didn't realise. You know, I was saying. Did I say before about on my TikTok feed, fucking tonsil stones keep coming up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently that's a cause of bad breath.
It could be. Yeah.
Tonsil stones.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, fucking hell, the things in your mouth, man, that make a smell. But
you could also get bad breath from like an acid that's given out in your stomach or something.
Heartburn. Yeah.
If you don't eat, like, say if you're like, do you remember when I was on like the powdered diets, like Lighter Life and that? If I went eating and I'd have like Tabasco sauce in my fucking like soup, I would smell of Tabasco sauce for the entire fucking day.
Fucking hell. The when you're on like protein diets, your fucking breath and your piss and all that stinks. Fucking everything does it, man. You got a fucking
body with a machine at the end of the day.
Doesn't matter, but I see what you mean. But like, I'm not too bothered about my breath because I don't like fucking talking to anyone. I'm not saying that I don't brush my teeth, but I'm like, fuck them. But like, sometimes like, because we have to wear boiler suits, like overalls. And like the chainmail and everything like that. By the end of the day, I've been like sweating my bollocks off, and I'll be driving home, and I swear I could like smell my balls. I'll be like driving, and I'm like, man, go home and have a shit.
You dirty boy, you fucking dirty.
What am I supposed to do? I've showered. I've been working, man. That smell is man. That's work. That's what that is.
Oh, Daniel.
That's a hard day's graft.
Hard day's graft
on my nuts.
Fucking hell. Just bring some baby wipes and just like go and sort yourself out after.
What? Sit in my car and wipe my nuts? Why the fuck? I'll go home and shower. I'm on my way home anyway.
Just periodically throughout the day, just top yourself up with a little bit of fragrance, Dan.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying my nuts smell all the time. I'm just saying after a hard day's work, you're on your way home, man.
Do you know how upset?
Like your shit don't stink, Jamie. Like your shit don't stink.
Oh, it stinks, Dan. Oh, it fucking stinks. I'm telling you now. But there's some days I'll go in, yeah, and if I have forgotten my deodorant or forgotten my aftershave, I'm walking around like a lost soul for the whole day, Dan. I'm like, everyone's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't want to say innit, because that's fucking weird, yeah. But I ain't going to be able to spray myself in a few hours' time.
You do that thing where you pinch your arms down so you don't want to like waft it anywhere.
I'm that sad that I keep deodorants that I don't really like in my old work locker on the other side of the factory. So if I'm at a real loss, I can walk over there and get some.
Oh, see, I keep a roll-on in my glove box in my car.
See, you're halfway there, Dan. You're halfway there.
Yeah, but not for my balls. Yeah,
you can't roll on your balls and burn it for days.
I stopped using like spray-on deodorant because it irritates the skin under my arms.
I remember you showing me that vegan stuff you got.
What, the roll-on thing?
That roll-on thing, yeah.
Oh, I don't remember if I did that. Yeah, it's called Wild. They're like an all-natural thing. But that fucking... You put that on, man. It shields everything. It's fucking brilliant.
Is Dan looking for more sponsors?
It's the bollocks. Oh, mate, if you want to fucking... So, Wild, yeah, if you just happen to be listening, send me some free shit, because it's expensive.
You should segment this and then send them it and hashtag them in it.
I'll do a YouTube video and be like, please send it to me. Because I actually saw them on TikTok. There's an ADHD couple that are really funny and they got sponsored. And now my mum uses it as well. It's well good.
So is this another TikTok
yeah.
thing that you bought?
No, they're a
You already knew of it before.
Yeah, but then I saw it and they had like a discount code that they were putting out.
Ah, right.
Yeah, it's called Wild. And all you do is now I want a sponsor now because now I'm plugging it. I've got codes as well for like my mates. It's like you buy a case and then you buy like refills, and you just buy the refills and you just put them in the case. But yeah, it's great. I swear to God, like if I wanted to, I could go a few days without showering. I'm not going to, but I'm just saying that's how good it is. You know what I mean? One apply necessary. But that's not about the mouth. Yeah, so if I would say if it bothers you and you don't want to say to him, go to your HR and get them to write him a letter. It's probably the most easy way to do it because then he doesn't know it's come from you. He'll be annoyed, but you know, I'm sure you're not the only one that's noticed the guy's got bad breath. That's what I would do. You know what I mean? Or do Jamie's approach and just flat out fucking tell him he's honking.
You can be nice about it. Like, there's some guys where there's some guys that I know are quite sensitive about things, and I'll just be like, mate. I tried to hint to see whether they can sniff. So I'll be like, because we're all in overalls anyway as well. And I'll be like going like that under my arm and stuff, trying to figure out, like pretending that I'm figuring, even though I know what's going on. But I'm pretending I'm figuring it out, yeah. And sometimes the geezer will say to me, "Yeah, I think I'm smelling a bit today." I'm just like, "Mate, okay." I said, "I've got deodorant in my bag. Do you want some deodorant?" And I'm handing it out like fucking candy bars, mate.
You could do that. You could just keep chewing gum in your pocket and just be like, "Oh, do you and just when he's talking to you, you put one in and go, "Do you want one?"
Yeah.
But then you've got to have chewing gum in your pocket every time he wants to fucking speak to you.
Would you not appreciate it though if someone told you though, Dan?
What, that I stink?
That
like
you
I
had
can
bad
smell
breath.
my nuts or something like that. That I had bad breath. I'm quite self-conscious about my teeth. So I don't think they would need to. And I'd be in the middle. I'd appreciate it, but I'd still be really embarrassed.
Yeah, it would be super. I think either way, the guy's going to be embarrassed. But it's whether you want to get involved in the embarrassment or not, really, innit?
But you can taste it. Like... Sorry, it's coming... There's a cough. You can... I know when I've got bad breath because you get that sort of taste in your mouth.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about
like
the coffee and the tea and the cigarettes.
Yeah.
I can taste like the dryness.
Yeah. So... But they say as well that dehydration gives you bad breath. So, like, I also know when because I dehydrate myself at work because we don't really have a lot of time to go to the toilet, so I drink less than I should. And it's like, as I'm working, I can feel my breath getting bad. Like, right at the end of the day, it's like, I'm subconscious, like, sort of just going, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I need a mint or something. And it's like doing my own head in. I get in the car and I'm just like, fucking litre of water before I go home.
So by the time you get in the car, you're fucking stinking
balls
from
are
your
honking.
balls and your fucking breath is honking. Oh, fucking hell, Dan. Good luck to anyone.
I just start smoking weed and then my fucking pits will be stinking as well. You're right, won't I? Nah, it's yeah. I think everyone has a thing about their teeth, right? So I think bad breath is probably one of the more fragile things to deal with. If someone smells a BO, I don't think people are that bothered. But yeah, when it's like stuff like that, it's same with like if someone's got like a runny nose or something like that. It's like, mate,
I've been through full conversations and I've gone and looked in the mirror afterwards and I've got a bat in the cave, yeah. And no one's fucking told me about the bat in the cave the whole time. And I'm just like, mate, you've been talking to me for 10 minutes. You didn't tell me I've got a fucking full scale like nuclear bomb hanging out my fucking nose. Do you know what I mean? Fucking does me in.
People are just trying to be polite, aren't they? I don't know if that... Because you know they say like Canadians and that are really polite, but does that translate over there?
Maybe.
Because we're
Dunno.
technically classed as quite rude, but if you see someone with like snot hanging out their nose, you won't tell them because it's rude.
Yeah, but I think English people as well were inherently sweep everything under the carpet, and we do not talk about things. We're not as open as Americans and Canadians.
No.
Maybe that's something we should put out to our listeners from across the sea. See what they think. See whether they would say anything, or whether they would take my approach, or whether they take your approach, Dan. Let's see if we get anything back.
Yeah, true that. Leave a comment on any of our socials or send an email in. Would you confront someone that had an issue like that, or would you just ignore it like a Brit? I think that'd be a good idea.
A typical British thing would be like, Patricia, she's got... Oh, I can't even do that. I'm not even going to go down that road. That's getting cut. I'm not even going to go there. That's getting cut.
Yeah, so I ain't cutting nothing. That's more work. So, yeah, speak to your HR, or just, take them to one side. Do not do it in front of everyone else.
No.
It's it would be funny for a story, but it's not fair. It's not fair. Right. What you got here then? Oh, here's a good one. So, I don't think he wants to be announced. So, Mike, he said he loved the last episode. He said the guest was brilliant, and he really enjoyed the fact that we stayed true to the idea of the show and got the guest on it as well. I think that was important to me and Jamie, which is why we had a meeting before the episode. Yeah. That we wanted to keep the listener participation in. That's the whole point of the show, you know what I mean? That's what we enjoy. And we assume that if someone wants to be on the show, they would enjoy that as well. And he did. He absolutely loved getting emails from everyone.
Yeah, he said he had a lot of fun, and I think we'll definitely have him on again, I think. Don't you?
Yeah, for sure. And Jamie won't be as... I've had a lot of comments about Jamie being shy. He just sat there. I had to keep going, trying to introduce you to things to try and get you to say something.
Yeah, I was completely overwhelmed at the time, but I think now we've chatted a bit, I think I'll be a lot better off.
Yeah. It was a really good episode. I've really enjoyed it. So yeah, we'll definitely do it again. And hopefully we'll have other people on and they'll join in and do the same thing. So it's always going to be this way, unless we'll let you know, if we do a special or anything like that. Yeah. But we're keeping it this way. This is the way me and JB want it, and it's ours. So he says, my roommates have fallen over a guy, but it is so pathetic. The other guy has taken advantage of them and has no thought of even staying with either of them, so it's a pointless disagreement. I need some help getting through to them. I've gone as far as trying to record him while we were chatting in a club about how he just wants fun, but I still don't think it'll be enough. How would you get one or the other to listen to you? And then he signs off, thanks from your favourite gay guy listener. Love it.
Is that our first gay listener, or we had another one? No, we had another one, didn't we?
No, I think that might be our... No, I think that guy was just saying that I'm his type.
Oh, really? Wasn't there a gay guy on a date that lost his tooth or something?
Oh shit! Yeah, there was. Yeah, fucking hell. Sorry about that. I completely forgot about it. Yeah, there was. Yeah, that was a really good story as well. How could I forget about that? So this is an interesting one because they're all living with him, and the guys come in and I couldn't even do that. Could you imagine going around? Obviously, it's not a guy. If you were banging a girl and she was living with two other people, and then you were then also banging another person in that house, that's just, you don't do that because you never want them to meet each other.
That's super awkward, yeah. Super awkward.
Yeah, and they're literally staying in the same fucking house. You got some fucking brass balls.
I think, I don't know, I don't want to make an assumption, but a lot of students have situations like that going on where it's all quite ancestral, where they sleep amongst their own groups and stuff, and they're all in shared houses. But no, I can't imagine myself in that situation. And if I was either of them girls, I'd just be like, "Fuck this guy off."
Guys,
guys. Are they all guys?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I thought it was a gay guy with girl mates. I suppose it doesn't specify, does it?
No, it doesn't actually. No. Depends how you read that out.
Yeah. Well, it don't matter what gender they are anyway, does it? They should fucking bin this person off.
Yeah, I think the sign off at the end just threw it off for me, and I just assumed it was all guys. Yeah, no, that was the one sort of rule I always thought, because I'm a slag, and you want to stay away from situations like that, but this guy just don't give a fuck. But then they must know, and by the sounds of it, because he said he's recorded him in the club, but he says, I still don't think it will be enough. So it sounds to me like he hasn't made them listen to it yet.
Yeah. I don't know,
but
because that's like kind of mental to record him and stuff like that. That's something that I would do, and I don't know whether that would be the right thing to do. Because if you pull yourself right into the middle of that situation, to the point where you've got a recording of him, I don't know how well that will go down with the other two. Do you know what I mean? If they're already arguing, you could be the third part of that argument then. Yeah,
but then from his point of view, he's probably just trying to make sure they don't get hurt. So it's hard not to... Especially as well, it sounds like the guy's a bit of a fucking dick. Do you want him coming in and out of your house?
No, he's just going in, having sex with one, and they're both like willingly going into it. So it's like, it's a situation where someone's going to get hurt, and it's going to be rubbed in their face. It's going to be like being on Love Island, where you can't get away from that person because they're fucking in the house with you. Do you know what I mean? They'll be banging whoever next door. And then you were like upset because they've basically rejected you. It's never going to end well, is it?
No.
I think maybe do what I would do is blow everyone's lives up, yeah, and wait for them to come round. And when you're all in the living room together, screen mirror the TV, and fucking just let everything happen. See what happens.
They must know. There's no way that a fucking...
A guy that's sleeping in both of them is not interested, is he? He's just interested in the sex.
No, not at all. But I can see them, like you say, getting them all in the same room, and the girls or guys being like, "Yeah, I know." And then you're sat there like a fucking idiot because you've tried to sort it out, but they already know what's going on. And you're like, well,
like they're happy with just the casual stuff.
Someone's gonna get feelings. It fucking happens. It always happens. Unless you're one of the lucky few that it doesn't, but I can't fucking imagine it. He ain't gonna catch feelings, I'll tell you that fucking much, if he's banging both in the same house.
No, he's very similar to in the last episode where we talked about that girl having a fiance and her ex-boyfriend. They're having their cake and eating it. Do you know what I mean? They're having the best of both worlds with no aggro coming towards them because the people are accepting it. Just fuck that. Yeah. Bin it off. Blow everyone's life up.
Yeah.
Put it on your Instagram story.
Fucking hell, can you imagine that? You could leave an item of clothing or something in the other person's room, and then when the guy's banging the other one, be like, oh shit, I forgot I left your earphones in what's his face's room, can you go get it? And then they open up and they're like balls deep. There you go. Now they know about it. But if he's doing these two, there's no way he's not doing someone else.
Oh, 100%. This is at this point it's convenience. At this point it's convenience, isn't it? So he'll be going there. He could even be in a full-blown relationship with another girl for all they know. Or boy, or whatever the fuck's going on in the situation. But he could be doing whatever he wants. He could be doing casual meetups because there's no official labels been put on anything by either party. Then you don't know where you're at, do you? The only person that knows everything is the person that's brought into us.
I think as well it gets to the point where you don't want to accept if it's going to end or anything like that. Like when I was with Hannah, I didn't rock the boat too much because I didn't want anything to change.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? So you never know. One of the two could be like, I want to say to him, let's date or whatever like that. But then they don't want to.
They don't want to
Stop
overstep
it
the
in
mark.
case it just stops altogether.
Yeah.
So they could have really been that boat of feelings.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very true. I think
If I was him, I wouldn't get involved.
Huh? You wouldn't get involved.
If I was him, I wouldn't get fucking involved. No, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, my sensible head
or
says
you could just
don't
say
get
your
involved.
piece. Yeah. Say your piece, like when you're all having a fucking takeaway when you're all pissed, because you can say whatever you want when you're pissed is acceptable, and just be like, you're both fucking idiots. He's fucking you and probably fucking someone else. This is what I'm saying. If you want to ignore it. I don't give a fuck. But don't drag me in when you're fucking balling because he's fucked off.
Yeah.
And I told you he was doing it.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
And then play the recording.
And then play the recording.
Yeah.
or put it in the background as like ambient music.
Or ambient music. Put it on Alexa, innit?
Let's talking. 1 second, what was that? Oh wait, yeah, carry
on. What would be brilliant is if find out whether they got iPhones or iPads, yeah, and just airdrop it to them. So you can do that anonymously, innit?
I've never had a knife. What's an airdrop? Like a...
So anyone that's in the area, do you remember like you used to be able to do with Bluetooth? You could send random Bluetooth people pictures when you was like in Asda.
As long as they said they'd accept it, yeah, you could send it to them.
Yeah. But with AirDrop, they can do it as long as they open it. So just keep continuously airdropping the recording to these people, innit? Then you can stay anonymous as well.
That's fucking mental. It's a situation I haven't been in, and I wouldn't like to be in. So you'll have to let us know what you do. If you want to get involved, just fucking tell them. Don't, you know what I mean? You could be tactful and stuff like that, but at the end of the day,
really, if you're a good
you want
friend,
to help them out. Yeah,
you got to say something, yeah.
Just want to sort it out. And the best thing to do is just fucking like a band-aid. I say just fucking get drunk. Where you're like, if they get pissed off, the next day you can wake up and be like, oh man, I was so fucking, I don't remember what happened last night. And then you're off
pull the old.
And then they'll be like, I'll tell you what fucking happened last night.
And then they'll have a recording of you showing them the recording, and then it'd be like Inception of the recordings, isn't it?
I think the only person you're not going to piss off is the guy that you recorded, because he just seems like he doesn't give a fuck. Yeah,
Yeah, he'll just be happy that it lasted as long as it did, to be honest. He'll be annoyed initially that it ended. But he'll be like, oh fuck, it's over.
Thank fuck, I can actually have a wank in peace now. Multiple women is too much fucking hard work, man. Sometimes it was just nice to come home and just do it myself.
Really?
Oh, mate. It's too much.
Been a long time since
when I was a young
had to
lad.
think about it.
What, touching yourself?
No. Like having to juggle like multiple girls.
Yeah, no, back in the day, it was so fucking... I remember getting myself in trouble, and I don't even know why I did it, because it was the stupidest fucking thing. So I was sleeping with this one girl, and the sex was really good. And I'd had like a previous thing with like her mate. Like really, like a really fucking close mate. So like one night, I messaged the first girl and I was like, "Oh, do you want to come round?" And she was like, "Oh no, I can't. I'm busy." So I was like, oh, "Okay." So I messaged her mate, and her mate came round. And then, see where I'm going with this. And then the next day, I messaged the other girl and was like, "Oh, when are you next free then?" And she just went, "Do you honestly think she wouldn't tell me?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" trying to dig my way out of that fucking hole. But it just ain't worth it. It ain't fucking worth it. The aggro you get with it is just no.
No, when they're too close, it's weird, isn't it? I remember going to a gig once, and I think I talked about it before, where I got catfished by someone over MSN, and I was at a screamo gig, and I turned around and it looked nothing like the girl that I was supposed to be with. Well, I wasn't even meeting her. I was meeting her. Well, I didn't know they were friends. I was meeting her mate for like not a date, but like to meet up and like try and hook up with her or whatever. And then I turned around and she was like, hey Jamie. And I turned around, I was like, hey. I was like, how the fuck does she know my name? I've been talking to her for about 9 months on MSN, but she don't look nothing like the fucking pictures, innit? And I was like, thank fuck I didn't meet up with her. That's the closest I ever got to one of them situations. And we're talking MSN, man, back in the day.
Even back then, people know how to hide what they really look like in photos. I say, get drunk and just fucking tell them. That's what I say. How do you feel about that, Jamie? Would you do it differently?
My sensible mind would say, yeah, do what you're doing. My insane mind would be find a really elaborate way to get that recording out to everyone at the same time, so there's no debate over it, and just fucking go for it. Screen mirror it to like a TV or something. Huh?
Like do it at a party.
Yeah, well,
airdrop it to the DJ booth.
Well, I think you wouldn't be a good friend if you did it in the middle of a party. But there would be at least one point where there's the 4 of you in the house. There's got to be at least one point, and then that's when I'll drop it.
Oh, what, you want the other guy there as well?
Yeah, I want everyone there. I want full blown, like reality show, like drama going on. That's what I'd be doing.
You're sick. I just got thoughts of Kevin and Perry Go Large when Ivor Paul gets the video of Kevin's mum and dad banging, and he makes the DJ song out of it.
And there's that teen movies where it's like Scotty doesn't know.
Oh yeah. So many good references of what you should be doing at this point. But please let us know if you want to show us how stupid we are. Let us know whether it's women or blokes as well, because we're too stupid to figure it out.
It's crazy that we come up with 2 different fucking things for it as well, isn't it?
I don't know why I just assumed it was guys. Maybe that's where my head at is, I don't know. Which follows on to the next email. So this guy wants to remain anonymous because he has an embarrassing...
Oh.
I wouldn't say it was a problem, yeah. So would you like to tell the public, Jamie, when you received this email?
Last night.
When you were showing a mate...
Oh yeah, shit, I forgot about that. Yeah, I was showing a TikTok to someone. I was still getting grief about it today. I was showing someone a TikTok, and I just had an email sent through, come down as like a notification, and it just said "Dick Talk" as the title. And then, obviously, this geese don't realise that I've got a podcast or whatever, so he's like looking at me, I'm looking at him, and then I just couldn't stop laughing. And I was like, honestly, I'm not part of like some weird fucking like, I don't know, penis fucking email chain, yeah. But it took me like a good 5 minutes to get out what I was trying to say to him, because I was fucking cracked up. Because the way he looked at me and the way I looked at him, and then he just couldn't stop laughing, and neither could I. And I was like, I had to explain everything to him. He was like, I didn't think, and then he dropped a bomb on me. He was like, I didn't think you were funny enough to be in a comedy podcast. Dickhead. Dickhead. I hope you're listening now, you
it's
little
because the comedy doesn't come out until you're with your co-host. That's what it is, Jamie. Right. saying that though, I'll be on that fucking. I'll find out later on that podcast. I'll be like, right, I need Jamie with me. I can send you a message at 2:00 in the morning.
I'll be like,
Jamie,
bro,
get up,
I'm
I'll send you
supposed
the
to
link.
be. Well, I'm not even working tomorrow, so I could actually do it.
Nah, I felt I didn't even think you'd want to be on it because of the subject.
Nah, honestly,
but-
I'm not too fussed because I will be a fish out of water. Totally.
I felt guilty as fuck.
Did you?
Yeah, because they put the thing up in the group chat on Twitter, and I was like, "Can I do it without Jamie?" And I'm like, "I'm pretty sure Jamie won't like the subject." And I'm like, "But he did tell me once that he did when he was on his other podcast, he did one on his own."
Mm.
And I was like, "Oh, it'd be fine." And then you were obviously in your grumpy mood as well, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm on a podcast," and you were like,
I think you texted me
right.
that when I was out, didn't you? I think that was on Saturday evening.
"I think so, yeah," but
Yeah, I
you
was
didn't
out,
sound too
yeah.
impressed. So I'm like panicking. Then I'm like, "Dude, you know what I mean? Do you want me to do it?"
Nah, if you
Like
turn around
damage
to me and was
control.
like, "Oh, two men, no hope is no more," innit? I'm gonna go and join these guys. I'll be like, "Well, fuck you, Dan. Fuck you." I'll come up
What,
there
to
and
get
rip
up
the
at 3
t-shirt off
o'clock in
you.
the- fuck that. Hey man, nah, what the hell? Fuck that. Right, so we've gone off subject again. So dick talk. So he says he caught our post on Facebook and enjoyed the podcast, and he loves the dick jokes because everyone loves it. That's what this podcast is. It's what it should be called, Dan and Jamie's Dick Talk.
Yeah, if only we could get away with it.
So he says, "Do you think size matters to women or not? I'm 22 and still a virgin, and this is one of my drawbacks when I've been in the opportunity to have intimate times with my exes." And then he just says, "Please keep anonymous. It's very embarrassing to tell anyone. I'm well experienced. The only person who knows me." So, well, us three know, and now the entire world knows. So don't worry about it. This immediately reminded me. I can't. I've spoken about it a few times. I don't know if it was on the podcast. Did you see the guy that was on the morning? Was it the morning show? Where he wrote a book about accepting a tiny penis.
No, I've seen the morning show guy where his penis was enormous and he was like a creep.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that was the show. Yeah. Before that, they had one that had like I call it a micro penis.
All right.
And they had like a cardboard cutout. It was like like a chalk outline, but it was like a thimble. He goes, "That's actual size of my penis," and I felt so bad, but it cracked me up. I can't imagine this guy's got a thimble.
Surely not.
If you have, he's got a book out. If you want to read it, I accepted a tiny penis. Have you ever watched the porn things? I think he's called Fat Man with a Tiny Penis or something, but he basically gets women to abuse him about his tiny penis.
Dan, why do you think I'll be looking at that in porn?
I'm not saying look at it, but it'll pop up. It's funny. I went through my like blooper phase of like the Pornhub section.
I always think, who the fuck's
yeah.
watching the funny category on Pornhub? Who the fuck watches that? And you're the guy that watches it, isn't you, Dan?
It probably wasn't supposed to be funny. It's probably a kink for him to be abused about his. Tiny was it was small, but I wouldn't say. What, like, oh no, I suppose it was about 3 inches. That's pretty small, isn't it?
Yeah, that's below average.
Yeah, because average is what, 6.5.
No, not even that. I think average in the UK is fucking like 5.5.
Oh, got to do some googling. But yeah, that's a kink. Yeah, apparently being abused about your tiny penis. The women were pretty hot as well. I'd be gutted.
I don't know. At 22, to still be a virgin, for me, I like. It depends what you're like, how open you are to things. But if you're that worried about it, I would order an escort, do an escort for a day, See how it goes.
I was thinking exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than for an ego boost than because you're paying them to be compliments, innit? They'll do whatever. They don't care what size you're fucking, as long as you're paying them.
Yeah, exactly.
But make sure you get one that's unlimited comes. Don't be going to no one that's like, oh, once you did it, you're done. You want that one that you get the full hour.
I didn't know that was a thing. But yeah, that's what I would do if I was 22 and still a virgin, man. I would I don't want to be cruel to you or anything, but like I've said that men need sex in it. Like men need some kind of like release like that. If not, you end up with Jeffrey Dahmer type. So you need to open yourself up to that world. At the end of the day, 22 is a bit late, but it's not. You're not too late. Do you know what I mean? So just go for it. Fucking have a look on whatever websites you need to. Be safe about it, and do it. Once you break down that barrier as well, I think you'll be alright.
Yeah. Once you get a good scene too. It says the average length of a erect penis is between 5.1 and 5.5 inches.
I'm feeling good.
Studies show that the majority of men wish they were larger. I can say from that I am above average, Jamie.
It's such a man thing to do, isn't it? Like the penis comparison, and then like there's always one guy that tells you he's absolutely hung, but then will never fucking show you it.
Never. Do not go down that route, because that is the guy that you always assume has a tiny penis. You know what I mean? So be modest about it. The modest people are the ones that have got the massive penis.
One of the most timid guys I know, yeah, has got a penis that would knock out a fucking small squadron of fucking fish. I'm telling you now. It would fucking take them straight out. So, just, and I don't know, we're not women, innit? It's hard to tell whether it matters to women. I've never had any complaints, and I wouldn't say that I'm a fucking big guy, so I think just go for it.
I think it's all about technique, innit?
Yeah.
As long as you can do other things, because most women, it's the foreplay they prefer anyway. Because they say an average person, not like a fucking porn star that's going for like 45 minutes, isn't it something like the average sort of is like 5 minutes or something?
Yeah. About 5.
So
I think it's like between 5 and 12 or something.
Fucking, if I'm tired, mate, it's like a fucking one pump done. I'm like, I'm going to sleep now. Thanks very much. I'll talk to you in the morning.
One of the guys I used to know has a fucking weapon, yeah, and he literally, I spoke to his girlfriend, like, because they were quite open about stuff, and she would be like, yeah, literally 30 seconds and he's done every single time. So it don't matter how big your dick is.
that whole thing about having one before you go on a date or anything, like knocking one out, that's complete horseshit. I could knock one out and I'd still be, if I'm overexcited,
that's it done. Yeah.
Be like, oh, yeah, I need to go again. But normally you get that first one out, and then it's like, woo, where you go, like 40-year-old virgin, isn't it? Right at the end.
Well, I'm like, if I've had a couple of drinks, not too many, because otherwise it could go the other way. But if I've had a couple of drinks, I could be like going like a fucking racehorse, fucking forever.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't.
I just want to finish.
Yeah,
at that
and
point.
it ends up being more frustrating than anything else. But
yeah.
Going back to this geezer, I think you're in your own head about it a bit, and I think like going into sleep with a girl now that you're 22, you're going to be going and sleeping with a girl around the same age. She more than likely is not going to be a virgin, so you just don't like overplay the virgin card and just like go in with it with a cool head. If you don't want to go down the escort route, do you know what I mean?
I just sorry, the fucking coughing started now. I agree. I think you're over thinking. Like I said, there's a lot more you can do. Yeah, I mean, it's not just you you go meet up with them and then you whip your penis out and then you're done. You know what I mean? There's tons of stuff you can do. I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, because obviously going down on her takes the pressure off of you because you're focusing on her. But I was thinking to myself, the worst thing you ever fucking like with dyslexia is like they say to you, spell the alphabet out with your tongue. I'm like, fuck that, man. I get to like F and I've lost my fucking place and I'm like stuck trying to fucking figure out what the next letter is, man. That's the fucking terrible thing to do. You know what I mean? So the best thing you do is like you mix it up. Write a shopping list. You know what I mean? Spell out I need eggs.
Yeah, do something.
Mix it up and then she would. Yeah. No. I think don't worry about it. Like so there's loads of other things you can do, and then like if you got her going, then once it comes down to sex, she's pretty much already done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She's
doesn't matter then.
She's just letting you get there for just because you've already opened up the invitation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one of them things.
And when she goes to her mates, she's not going to be like, oh, he has a tiny penis. She's going to be like, oh man, fucking, he was doing this, he was doing that. Fucking, my legs were up round his fucking shoulders. And then we had sex. Yeah, I mean, you got to just fucking fill it with everything else.
Put it this way, it can't be any worse than my first time. My first time was a lot when I was younger. I was in a park, and it was like a quick fumble in a fucking like on the floor in the park, and I did not know what the fuck was going on. And by the time it was started, it was over.
It reminds me of Step Brothers when he's in the bathroom. He's like, why is it so wet? Oh.
Do you remember Stockwood Park? That massive log in Stockwood Park, Dan? Right next to that.
I think. Have you told this story before?
Maybe. I don't know. Could have done. I've told you before. I don't know whether I said it on air.
Oh, okay.
But that was a fucking
Life gets
disaster.
confusing now.
Yeah.
They always are, man. They're never a fucking good thing. So, don't watch porn either, because I remember porn is the most fucking soul-crushing thing.
Yeah, it's totally debilitating.
When, like, yeah, they're, like, ploughing for fucking hours. And that's why I like the bloopers as well, because you see the ones where, like, they're nutting by mistake. And it just always makes me laugh, because I think, yeah, knock yourself down a fucking peg, you cunt.
Women in porn as well are dramatic as fuck, innit? Like, women ain't gonna do that for you. Where they're like wailing.
Oh, I couldn't handle it. We've already discussed my situation on wailing.
Yeah, you like pure silence, Dan. Just heavy breathing and heavy petting. That's all you need.
It's so uncomfortable though. Like I've all my life had the comment of "you don't make much sound," and I'm like, nope. It just freaks me out.
If I could hold my breath, I would.
She'd be like, "Why's your face red?" And I'll be like, "Oh, sorry, I forgot to breathe for a second there." It's alright, I carry on now.
Oh mate, fucking hell. Yeah, but I don't know. Honestly, I know you shouldn't be encouraging people to do illegal shit, but maybe go with an escort the first time just to get you over that barrier, and then once you're over that, fucking
Mate, I would.
Go for it.
It's the best thing. Like, if I had money when I was younger, I would have fucking totally done it. You get to pick who you want to have sex with, because you're paying them, they're happy to have sex with you, and you get a solid hour. Some women don't even give you a fucking solid 10 minutes before they want you out the fucking door. You know what I mean? If you're on a night out and they've taken you home and they're fucking wrecked, you're getting it done and they want you to get in a fucking taxi and leave again. So, paying is not a bad thing. I've looked into it, but I never could go through with it.
No.
I don't know. I think it's
not
because I've had
tea.
it. I feel like I should be putting in the work to get some, not paying for it.
If I was a virgin at 22, I'd be all over that though. There's no way. There's no.
I remember a guy that I hung around with back in the day. He was, as far as when I left Luton, I was 28, 27, and he still hadn't had sex by then. Mate. He was the same age as me, and he went to Vegas, and he was talking to me once, and he was like, "Oh, this woman was talking to me for ages at the bar." And then she wanted to go back to the room, and she told me she was an escort, and I was like, oh, so how much did she cost then? He goes, oh, no, I didn't do it. And I'm like, why the fuck wouldn't you do it? Wasn't you on a fucking holiday? So fucking do it, man. Like, you're fucking mental. And then he goes and spends God knows how much on a fucking roulette table and loses it. You could have given it to that woman.
And he could have got over that barrier and fucking been a normal person after that. I genuinely do think men, after a certain point, if they do not lose their virginity, they turn into some fucking strange being. It's like a weird being. Do you know what I mean? Like, all them incels and shit are weird as fuck, bruv. Weird as fuck.
Zoidberg from Futurama.
Yeah, like,
can't get it.
They've just become humanoids. Yeah. Do you know the fuckers out of Hellraiser? Them weird fuckers, the symbiote things, yeah? They become them, innit?
It does give you a confidence. I don't know. Obviously, it's because women are more intelligent. We've spoken about that before, and men just want to get their end away. I think once you've done it, you've like evolved yourself. Like you've accomplished what men have always wanted to do and get their end away. You become a man. Because I feel
as though it would take over your life a bit, and you would be a little bit obsessive over the subject. Do you know what I mean?
Mate, I've had it and I'm still obsessed about it.
Yeah, well, the same wrong with you, Dan. Dan, you're watching bloopers on Pornhub, Dan. Well, I need to take you
Some
to
of
it.
them are so fucking funny.
Do you know I was doing the AA
My
meeting?
favourite ones.
Go on, say it.
Mate, I've looked into AA. No, not AA. What's the sex one?
I don't know. SA?
Sexaholics Anonymous. I've looked into it, but I couldn't be bothered. You know full well if you get in a room with a load of people that are addicted to sex, there's no way I'm going home alone.
No, you'd be straight out there. Would be in the cab on the way home.
Exactly. The some of the funniest videos are the ones search they hate cum, or like don't like I hate cum or stuff like that, and it's the women that can't stand it. So it'd be like a porn star, she's like blowing a guy, and then he'll like load off into her hair, and she'll just go fucking mental and start fucking hitting him and go fucking crazy because they hate cum. And oh my god, it's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. Or like you get like them like $5 prostitutes in like America or whatever, and like they'll just fucking not say anything and nut in their mouth, and then they're going like, oh
mate, what the fuck.
So it's so funny, like makes you laugh out loud. Seriously, it's so fucking funny. It's horrible, but it's funny. The ones that go in their hair is so fucking good.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a snapshot into the life of Dan.
A low point for two men, no hope.
We do smut.
I tell you right now,
this is real smut.
There'll be at least one person that listens to this that will Google that. You'll go on Pornhub and put in.
Do you think?
I'm sure you write in "hate cum" or something like, and seriously, it's so funny, so funny. Right, so we've got our last emailer in. It doesn't say they want to be anonymous, but we finally got another girl email in. I love all the messages from guys, but it's nice to have the opposite sex, you know what I mean?
I'm trying to remember what this one was.
We don't have... I think the last one that we had from a woman was about the dog.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we don't get many. Yeah, it's predominantly men, isn't it? That right into us.
Yeah. So, and this one, Jamie's going to fucking... They found through TikTok. Jamie kept going on to me about doing TikTok videos. Now we got a fucking email from him. He's never going to let me stop doing them now. I'm in a never-ending cycle. And she says, I really enjoyed the show. And it goes to show that all men aren't arseholes after I just talked about nutting off a woman's hair is really funny. Ruined that one there. Oh, well. So this is a really interesting story. And when I was reading it, I did that, like, when you read something, your eyes go really wide because you couldn't believe what had happened. So it says, talking of strange Tinder dates, before my current relationship, I met a guy after a week or so of chatting online. We met up for coffee, and I can promise you this, he never blinked the entire time we were there. He was wide-eyed the entire day. Once we were coming to the end of it, he then said that he's got a hotel room booked if I wanted to join him. I felt like I dodged a bullet there and refused him. Who the fuck goes on a date and pre-books a fucking room?
Mate,
like that's mental already.
that's next level.
So she says, I dated a few more guys over that month and met a guy called Seb shortly after, and we hit it off. He was in the army at the time, so I had to wait 2 months to meet him. Seb had booked us a lovely weekend away in a cabin for when he gets back, and I was really excited. Me and a friend drove to the cabin, as it was only 30 minutes from the town centre. I wasn't going to meet someone in a cabin for the first time on my own. In brackets. And lo and behold, it was the coffee shop guy. We ran back to the car and drove away. I reported him to the police, showing them both profiles, and he hadn't done anything illegal, so all I could do was get a restraining order against him. Do you think I was hasty, or do you think I was going too far? The 2 months I spoke to Seb was lovely, and he did use the real pictures of himself. He just looked very different in the uniform, and his hair was different. She said she's also in a happy relationship now, so I would never pursue anything. I just felt guilty. I would not feel guilty. That was some top catfish stuff going on there.
That is... Like, I spoke to Charlotte about it last night, and Charlotte was like, that girl's lucky to be alive, to be honest. This geezer has lured you out to a fucking cabin, yeah? After you've already rejected him once. He's been talking to you for 2 months. He probably ain't even in the army. He's probably got a fucking suit he got off eBay, yeah? And, for his pictures. And, this fella has lured you out. Luckily you had a friend with you. Fucking men are creeps, man. Sure. Men are creep. Like, men actually creep me out.
I couldn't, but like, she says he was using the same pictures. So obviously, his hair and that was different, but he changed his name.
Yeah.
And he obviously said to her, didn't say to her, "Oh, by the way, we've met already." So he knew exactly what he was doing. And what's this thing about? Yeah, like you said, like, she'd get killed. Like, what's it about getting her alone? You meet for a coffee date. I booked a hotel room. Oh, I'm coming back from the army. I'll book us a cabin away.
I never thought about that. Yeah, that's true. That's fucking
What's
insane.
going on here? Yeah. He's going to fucking tie you up. No, she did exactly the right fucking thing. Most people wouldn't. Like, when you go out, you watch those catfish shows and stuff like that. They never get anything dealt with.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I think in the last season of the American Catfish, there's one woman on it 3 times. Because, and they keep bringing up, I think the first time she was on it, her partner was Red. Was it Red? And every time the woman comes back, they phone Red up and they'd be like, "You're never going to guess what." And she's like, "Fuck off." So they bring her back to confront her again. And it's like, fucking hell.
This person's a fucking nutter.
Yeah, absolutely. So you did the right thing about contacting the police. But that's what annoys me, right, is that that's all she could get was a restraining order.
The geezer should have been like looked into, seriously.
Yeah, and now if he fucking gets someone in a cabin and chops off their fucking head, she's going to be like, "Oh, well, I told you."
Exactly.
You didn't want to fucking do nothing about it.
Exactly. Like, at the end of the day, well, I'm going to describe this guy as a predator, yeah? Like, predators, yeah? They literally... This ain't going to be the only girl he's talking to. He probably had another girl in the cabin at the time. Do you know what I mean?
You've been watching Jeffrey Dahmer, man.
Yeah. I know, my mind's elsewhere, but it's fucking... Nah, unbelievable. Unbelievable, Jeff. Like, I was just like, no.
Jeff.
Absolutely diabolical. Like, honestly, I couldn't. When I read it, I was just absolutely bemused, and I was like, she must be such a nice person to actually be questioning herself over it as well, which is even more insane.
Yeah, who would feel guilty about that? Like, he's fucking... I was going to say lied to you twice. He's lied to you once, but that's fucking mental. Can you imagine being on a date with someone that doesn't blink?
Mate.
Like, just sitting there and, like, their eyes must have been really dry.
And to the...
Can you imagine, like, leaning over, dipping your fingers in your coffee and just flicking them in his eyes to, like, wet his eyes up?
I would just, like, quickly move like that, innit? Just like that, just try and get him going, innit? And see what happens.
Try making him blink.
But,
like, clap in front of him, like, oh, there was a fly there, sorry. See if anything happens.
Mate, that is too much. It's too much. It's too much for Jamie to handle. No. And to the point where in the first date she realised that the geezer weren't blinking. Like, that's some level of, like, staring you got to do before the person realises you haven't blinked.
I hate making eye contact with people, and they always say, like, oh, you got to make eye contact, which is probably why I'm still single. But, like, yeah, you'd have to properly, like, why hasn't he blinked yet? I would say it, because I'd be looking at him, and I'm like, why haven't you blinked?
I'd be like, are we having a staring match? A staring contest? What the fuck's going on here, mate?
Imagine you just say nothing, you just stare at him in his eyes and wait for him. And because you think that's what you're doing, a staring contest.
Always just... I just wish that, like... I know, obviously, the email was a long email, yeah? So they can't go into any more detail than they already did. But sometimes I just want more details, like, how close did they get to the cabin? Did they see the geezer standing outside? Or did they get to the door and he opened up with his starey eyes? Can you imagine? I'd be like, mate, I would be so... I would be gotten... Like... Do you know what I would do to my mate? I'd push my mate in, yeah? And fucking run, innit?
He's just like, with the curtain, just like pulled it to the side. You see his eyes not blinking.
Yeah.
He's like waving.
Oh, mate. Fuck you, now.
Can you imagine the car journey home? Me and you would be fucking laughing.
Mate,
like, could you imagine? How is it that fucking same guy?
Mate, I'd be literally... you know how paranoid I get. I wouldn't sleep for weeks. So I think this woman's done the right thing
like fucking
by getting it, like... doing the best that she can to get this guy restrained from seeing her. How good restraining orders are, I don't know.
She must have told her mate about the coffee date, because how would she know? Like, have you just started running and you've gone, why are you still standing there? Quick, get back to the car. Like, she must have known. Did she just scream?
Starbucks! And then just fucking ran.
That's the guy that doesn't fucking blink. Get back to the fucking car.
What would have been even more frightening if they got to the car and he's standing in front of the car, innit? So fuck.
Maybe that's a technique to hypnotise people, not blinking. Like he's trying to put her under a spell or something.
That just makes me feel like really uncomfortable, as though he's like looking at her like he wants to eat her or something. And it's fucking. Mate, it's, yeah. Wait, I actually got chills thinking about it. It's fucking horrible, man. Women have got to put up with a lot of shit, man.
Oh yeah, full on, absolutely full on. I'm sorry about the coughing. I don't know what it is. I've been taking medicine, but it just seems to be giving me heartburn.
Sorry, mate, I'll cut it out anyway.
Yeah, no, don't feel guilty. People, especially like that, need to be put back in their fucking place.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Fuck that. Absolutely fuck that. Yeah. So no, you did the right fucking thing.
You're lucky. Like a lot of people's like would have got like their dads involved or something, and he would have went round and fucking battered the guy.
Yeah, taking a fucking baseball bat.
Yeah.
Too fucking right.
Let's hope that's the end of that saga. Let's hope he doesn't fucking rear his head again.
Yeah. Right, so she says as well, on a lighter note, if you were able to work together again, what would you guys be doing? Well, Donna, we're fucking doing it right now. This is what we would be doing. Me and Jamie are working together right now. We are doing Two Men No Hope. Trying the long, endless journey of making it full time.
Oh, mate, if we got full time as podcasters, mate, my life would be complete, innit? I'd just be like, that's it, I'm done, innit? Take me away.
Yeah. Be fucking brilliant. So, otherwise, I don't know if I move back down south I probably it'd be the same. Like if he moved up here or I moved down there, we'd probably get. He would hate me for putting him in the butcher's thing because he wouldn't survive, but he would still come over. And I would work where you're working. We wouldn't go back to the fucking co-op. I can tell you that fucking much for sure.
It'd be a cold day in fucking hell for me to walk back through them doors. I wouldn't even go in there as a customer.
Mate. No, I haven't been in there. What? It's been 5 years. I haven't been in a cult once. No. Fuck that.
I think I wandered in drunk once, realised where I was, and fucking walked back out again.
But yeah. So this is me and Jamie's. Well, I suppose you could say a dream. It made me laugh. I was saying to a guy at work, I was like, if I'm not fucking working, I'm doing stuff for the podcast. And he goes, oh, that's I suppose that's what it's like having a hobby. And I'm like, if that's what's having a hobby, this is my first fucking one, because I've never had anything so much time consuming as this.
Oh, mate. That's what Charlotte said to me the other day. When we went to record with Brian, Charlotte goes to me, well, you chose to do your hobby. And I was like, okay, yeah. Charlotte, I'll take that. Rather than starting a row right now, I'll take that. But in my eyes, it's like it's more than that. I think it's a good way for me and you to stay connected anyway. And then, like, I wasn't expecting such feedback that we've gotten. So it's just kind of gone from one thing to another, innit?
Yeah, so far we actually haven't had. I'm quite a nervous person, so I automatically assumed that after the first episode we would get like hate mail.
Yeah.
And we've had nothing yet. Obviously we'll get it eventually, but so far everyone's been great. The emails have been really good. Everyone's really happy with our content. So we're on like loving life right now.
Yeah, we're not inviting the trolls, but I am surprised that we haven't had anything.
Yeah, for sure. Because I've said some risky stuff.
Definitely. Like, if we went into like a certain vocation in the future, we might have to go back and listen to the episodes.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah, my visa might come back. Oh, now that you said you're in Two Men No Hope, no, I don't think you'll be allowed into America. But spread the word. This is what me and Jamie want to do. So if you guys enjoy it, tell people to listen. That's the only way we're gonna
build the podcast.
Keep going.
Yeah.
We've spoke about what we're doing in the future, like with like Patreon, etc. and stuff like that. If we could give extra content and things like that, but at the minute we're trying to like balance everything. I'm okay. Because I don't have anyone or do anything. Jamie's a bit more of a struggle because he has Charlotte.
Yeah, and the long hours at work don't help things at the moment.
And the long hours at work. Yeah. So it'd be nice to get rid of one, and hopefully it's not the podcast. If there's any editing interns out there that wants a free gig, email us in, because fuck do I hate doing the fucking editing. Jesus Christ. That's my fucking nut in. So anyone want we'll give you a good reference as well.
Yeah, you could use the episodes as a portfolio. You can use the whole catalogue as a portfolio. Just fucking come and do it, man.
Well, only the ones he's worked on.
Yeah, of course.
Jamie, don't be fucking throwing them out there. You know what I mean? I know my work ain't great, but I still put a lot of time into it.
So again, we'll reach the end of the episode. The moral of this episode is obviously Jamie and Dan are always going to bring it back to dicks, and my 2 men.
Hey, wait, no, because we had an email about dicks. They want to hear us talk about dicks.
I was getting to that, Dan. I was getting to that. I've been outed now as being in a penis email chain, and and my work life will never be the same. But anyway, we had like a mixture this time round. We had some real like serious questions, and we had some like bit less serious questions. And I think what we went with, is the right way to go. And if you agree with, especially with the bad breath situation, which side of the fence do you lie? Write into 2mennohope@gmail.com. And of course, any content ideas, anything that you think we're going to would help the podcast, any just questions really, write it into 2mennohope@gmail.com, and then I'll pass it over to you, Dan.
As well, we are discussing doing a Halloween special. That will, I think, the episode comes out on the 28th, so it'll be just before Halloween. But if you've got any funny Halloween party stories or Halloween stories, any that you would like people to hear that you think was funny, email them in too, and we'll save them up for that episode. We haven't really ironed out what we're going to do yet, but you know, it'd be good still to have some listener participation as well.
Yeah, definitely. It would, yeah, because we don't want to like completely close off the listener participation for that episode, do we? Really?
No. It'd still be good to have it, even though we're still going to be fucking rambling the whole time.
I'll be telling you bad ghost stories.
Yeah. This week on No Hope Has Got Talent, we have an artist called Kingbeing. I'm sorry if I get any pronunciation of places wrong. I'll do my best. So he says he was born and raised in Garankua. Moved with my parents to Mabopane. He then Winterveldt record was his first EP in 2020 called D15, which took this music things more seriously than a hobby in 2021 when I registered with Risa, sampro and samro. I'm featured in a couple of Amapiano tracks which he performed at Bongis birthday bash at Don's pub on the 8th of October 2022. He recorded and released an EP this year on February called TillImOldAndGrey, and a mixtape which was released on the 14th of August 2022, which is at 5k plus streams in grocafrica, which is great. Well done for that. He got a Learnership from FSM School of Excellence, and he's doing plumbing since the beginning of August 2022. So obviously, so he could do his music. And he says that he's been rapping since he was 13 years old, and he's got inspiration by Lil Wayne, HHP, and Crudely Channer. I'm not very good with rappers. I know Lil Wayne. Obviously, I know that one. But we think he's really good. Jamie likes his rap. Yeah. And we don't get a lot of rap artists. We had that first one that was really good, and we think this guy's really good as well. So at the minute, you know, if you sound good and we enjoy your music, we'll play you. So if rappers, anything, techno, even like classical music, I don't care. I like a bit of
we've had a lot of variants, haven't we? Like we have had like an operatic singer, haven't we?
Oh yeah, she did like show tunes and stuff like that. Yeah. So please, if you know anyone, and like especially if you like this guy as well, we'll put his links to his Instagram and stuff like that. The song we're going to be playing. So this is Kingbeing with his song Mop.
I'm out is Gandhi, I like the mop. Wetting them out is slow-mo, I'm like UGK. Wetting them out is social, I like to dress. I got the bucks in the match, but it's set shit alike. I'm out is Gandhi, I like the mop. Wetting them out is slow-mo, I'm like UGK. Wetting them out is social, I like to dress. I got the bucks in the match, but it's shit alike. Holy shit, Bongis, 10 on the mic. shit was heavy till I took a sip of the Sprite. Yelling down the door, I'm the slime. I don't get bang, but I hate this going down tonight. I don't have a curfew, but don't plan on staying long. My niggas tend to get lawless. Suit, black game, big root, hair hounds with the troops. They don't see the platoon. We gon' make it on camera anyway. No matter of fact, turn the camera off. Nothing because there's drugs and money involved. We tryna control the world of our phones. When I say eye in the sky, I was referring to the twisted lights. Quarantine cause we ain't tryna be no human sacrifices. Shit, no Illuminati man. I'm out is Gandhi, I like the mop. When I'm out is Slovo, I'm like UGK. When I'm out is Social, I like to dress. I got the butts in the match, but it's set shit alike. I'm out is Gandhi, I like the mop. When I'm out in Slovo, I'm like UGK. When I'm out the Social, I like to dress. I got the butts in the match, but it's a shit alike.
Yeah, Kentwanaga, Sene Khalifi, Majitaga, Sarek Ratadi, Kitanaga, Rebeki Felle, Tilisa Tota, like it's Ichi, Kibafazolo, Chitile Majid, Sanamani, Ampasesh. Men to the left, think it's Korogori, Takibo Feha, Peditene Bill. 1+1 negative, Vala, who available Pilobo Nelso. Kasitu Kasiki, Botogo, Koneba, Fetuba, Chayani, Daisy, Capresa, Pusha Panda, Lemaji, Social Slope of Asatofi, Rebafana, Gandhi, Futume, Zarete, Chan,
I'm out is Gandhi, I like the mop. When I'm out is Slovo, I'm like UGK. When I'm out is Social, I like to dress. I got the butts in the match, but it's set shit alike. I'm out is Gandhi, I like the mop. When I'm out in Slovo, I'm like UGK. When I'm out is Social, I like to dress. I got the butts in the match, but it's a shit alike.